Good morning, guys. What's going on? So from the title of this video you saw, I finally bought another new car. Well, I should say finally bought a new car, but I bought another new car. I've been wanting to show you guys what I bought. I've been kind of holding off on it here. I'm pretty excited about the new car. You guys might not be as crazy about it as I am, but I'm pretty stoked on the new car. As you can see, the Acura is gone. So I did buy a new one here. I'll show you here in a minute. The whole reason for getting rid of the Acura was it was getting up there mileage. I had about 120,000 miles, which isn't a whole lot, but the car needed tires, brakes, and the starter was starting to go, the alternator, they need a new battery. I'm not sure if I already said that already, but it just needed a bunch of stuff. It was just gonna need like $2,500 worth of work. I don't really work on those cars, so I'd probably drop it off somewhere just because I don't have the time to screw with it, to get everything done. So I was like, you know what? The car's not that great. It burns oil. It's had multiple issues. The door lock stopped working on me. The sunroof stopped working on me. I had all these problems, and I'm like, you know what? I'm over this car. I'll probably never buy a Honda just because of the bad experience I had with the Acura. So I went back to something I know I like, and it's something I've owned before. It's been a while since I've owned one. I really like these kind of cars. They're pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and open the garage door here and I'll show you what I bought. So there it is, guys. It is a 2017 Corolla SE, and you're probably thinking, what the hell is this, Ryan? Let me explain why I got this here, and let me go over some of the features and why I really wanted one of these cars again and why I bought it. All right, so the reason to get in the car was I drive very far for work. So this car gets one, great gas mileage, and number two, it's cheap to put parts on and cheap to fix. Even though it wasn't an Acura, the car was a little bit more expensive to work on. I had to put 93 gas in it versus cheap 87. When you drive 76 miles each way, you start doing the math, and you're like, for me, for the longest time, I always said, like, why are people so cheap, that little bit extra gas for performance? Well, when you start doing the math and it costs you an extra, I think it was costing me almost an extra $1,000 out of pocket a year for nothing. I mean, I got no benefit out of it. It's not a performance car in any shape. I was spending $1,000 just to put 93 in a car I didn't care about. It just seems stupid. So I'm not doing that anymore. It gives me $1,000 back for that. This car is about $100 some cheaper a month. Insurance went up on this, surprisingly. I thought that was a little weird. It's about $100 extra a year, so $8 a month to insure this car. I think just because it's 7 years newer. My Acura was a 2010. The car's nice. I mean, it's not a race car by any stretch of the means. Nice alloy wheels though. It does have LED headlights. It's not HID, it has LED headlights, and not just the turn signals. I want this to be clear. The LED headlights, I didn't know, manufacturers were doing that yet. I thought that was just like an aftermarket thing people were doing. So it's kind of cool to see that the main manufacturer doing it. Maybe I'm just behind the ball. I haven't been keeping up with new cars for the most part. I thought that was pretty cool. And it has auto headlights for a cheap car. So it'll automatically kick on the high beams for you when you're going down the road. So if it detects light coming towards it, it turns off the high beams. As soon as it gets past the car, it kicks them back on for you, which I thought was kind of cool. The car also has, I'm not sure if I can even show this here. It probably won't pick it up, but for the cruise control, let me sit down in here. For the cruise control stock down here, this car has auto detection. So if I can put the key in here, see if it'll let me in. Sorry for the beeping, guys. It's gonna have to do that. See if I can get it to. So if you can see up there, cruise control comes on, but it won't let me do it because the car's not running. What happens is the car, this is really weird. It lets you detect how far the car in front of you is. So it'll speed up depending what you set it to. So say it said to 75 miles an hour going down the highway. It'll go 75 exactly until it gets up to a car that's say maybe doing 65. It'll detect that car is doing 65. Once it gets to it, it'll slow the car down and pace directly with that vehicle. If I were to put the turn signal on, go over to the next lane, as soon as I'm over into that lane, the car will automatically speed back up. And for someone who drives, once again, 76 miles each way to work, and I'm on the highway that entire time, that is like a godsend. I don't have to do anything anymore. Besides, getting a Tesla and getting a true autopilot, this thing has everything I could ever want. Lane detection, all that good stuff. It does have like leatherish cloth seats, which I think is kind of weird. So like the sides are this pleather, top's pleather, but they have cloth here and here. Why they didn't make the whole thing leather or pleather, I have no idea. I mean, I do like this just because it's soft and it's easy to clean. And I guess the cloth in the center is nice since it doesn't have heated seats or anything of that nature. I guess that makes sense. A couple other things too. It is touchscreen. This actually does allow me to put Google like Play up here, whatever the hell it is. I have an iPhone, but it lets me put like Google Maps and all that good stuff up there, which I thought was kind of cool. I haven't messed with it yet to get it set up, and it does have, I guess heat, whatever they call that. I'm not sure. Auto heat control, so it detects the temperature, blah blah blah, which my Acura had too. But I didn't have a backup camera. I didn't have any of this other fancy stuff in my Acura. Honestly, it rides better too. The only thing I would complain about in this vehicle is the fact that the seats could be a little bit more comfortable. And the center armrest could be bigger. The center armrest sits so far back, I wish I could extend it out some. My Acura let me slide it up and back. So my arm feels like it's pulled back some when you're driving down the highway. Now, which sounds dumb, but again, when you're spending 3 hours of your day on the road, just going to work and back, you want to be as comfortable as possible. So that's just one of my complaints. I do really like the grille in this car. I think this looks like Predator. If you guys ever seen that movie, maybe I'll flash it up here for you real quick.
Ugly motherfucker.
This car reminds me of that movie Predator so much. The only thing I'm worried about, the fact that the grille is black, this is going to be destroyed in no time, especially going up and down the highway. It's going to look like hell really fast. It's probably the only thing I don't like. You guys are laughing like, God, Ryan, a silverish white car. Yes, it is a like almost Alpine light silver. The only reason I bought it is it was a leftover. This car was only $16,000 brand new. I have the sticker, it's stickered for $21,500, so I think that's a pretty good deal. $5,500 off a low-end car. In my opinion, usually markup isn't there in low-end cars, so to get $5,500 off is a ton of money. I mean, you're talking, what is that? I guess about $120 a month they took off, roughly, if you're doing a 5-year loan, depending on what your interest rate is. They took about $120 a month off. So, hey, I couldn't beat it. I actually randomly, here's the thing, I randomly decided to do this. I didn't plan on doing this whatsoever. The original goal was to just look at the cars. I contacted my friend Emily up at Fitzgerald Toyota in Chambersburg, PA. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna buy a new car, I need to get out of the Acura. I contacted her, she sent me the car. I never even test drove this thing. Never even sat in it. I bought it sight unseen, signed all the paperwork, and the guy's like, so have you enjoyed the car? And I'm like, I don't know, haven't seen it. Can I see what car I have? He's like, you don't have the keys? I'm like, nope. I signed all the paperwork, went through everything. He gave me the keys and I rolled out. I owned one of these cars back in 2011. Yes, they have changed some, but besides like the CVT transmission and the one I had before in 2011 I bought new was a 6-speed manual. It's not all that crazily different. I mean, it's still a Corolla. They're very basic cars. They're very simple. But yeah, got a good deal on the car, and I couldn't thank them enough up there. They got me in and out quick. Everyone was really cool, and Emily, who I've known for quite some time, must have told everyone about the cars I have, so everyone was chewing my ear about that, which is cool. Everyone there at the dealership, for the most part, were car people, and the finance guy checking me out, he had a ProCharge 350Z, he had a GST Eclipse at one time, he had a Mustang Cobra, he had multiple vehicles, and it's just like, you looking at the guy and the way he talked, you would have never thought he was a big car guy. There's people that work in the car industry, but he's a true car guy like you guys are and myself. One other thing I thought was actually pretty cool about this car, not cool I should say, but for as small as a Corolla is supposed to be here, it actually has a really big back seat. That side seat there, the passenger seat, is actually the whole way back, and you can see how much legroom you still have. So it's a good car for the bang for the buck. I'm happy with it. It's nothing special. It's not a race car. It's not a Lexus like I used to have. I bought a brand new Lexus IS250 6-speed back in the day, and I really liked that car. Just didn't like the payment on it. And then I racked a ton of miles up on it, and I just threw hundreds and hundreds of dollars away. Well, hundreds of dollars away a month. We're talking thousands upon thousands a year. For what? I mean, I didn't get much enjoyment out of it because all I wanted to do is come home at the time and drive the Supra. So the car never really did me much good. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video here. Just wanted to go over the new car. It's probably nothing special for you. If you guys want to, go down below, check out my Facebook and Instagram. Coming up on a new video is I'm going to be showing you how to do a brake install and removal. I'm taking off the 93 Plus brakes because I'm going to the Willwood Big Brake Kit from TCS Motorsports. I'm going to be doing a step-by-step on how to remove, what tools you'll need to remove them, and also how to install the new TCS Big Brake Kit. I'm pretty excited about that. I think it's going to look very good with my Ray's Engineering wheels over here. As you guys can see, they look pretty darn good with the stock brakes, but everyone knows big brakes, the way the calipers look, they just look much beefier and much nicer. So I can't wait to show you guys that. So again, guys, thank you very much. Again, go down below, check out the Facebook and Instagram. If there's anything you need, shoot me a message. I look forward to talking to you.